We all seem to have money fears in this society, anxieties, worries. It's not unique to coaches. I've noticed all the clients that I work with have some form of worry about money, and some much more troublesome than other clients. Some have real issues. I had real deep, horrible issues around money, fears, and old stories I had to leave behind. But for some reason, what I've found over the years, coaches have it more than other people. Coaches seem to have real challenges and obstacles around money. And I found that to be very interesting. And you've really specialized in your earlier career as a coach of helping people with money and their subconscious beliefs about it, and to clear those and to become comfortable with creating money and creating wealth. Why do you think, if it's also your experience, that coaches seem to have this even more so than other people, other professions?
That's such a great question, Steve, because I think coaches coaches have to face their money fears. So if we're working for somebody else and we're getting paid by whether when I was in the military, if whether we have enough money is the only question, really. And when we're going and if we're in corporate, the only time our money fears really show up is, again, if we have enough? Are we going for a promotion? Are we going for a raise? That's really the only time it really rears its head. Everybody has it, but a coach has to deal with it almost daily,
Hmm.
in the sense of they're going to have to tell somebody their fees. In other professions, as an entrepreneur, it's more scripted. Doctors have, a particular band that they charge within. Same with lawyers. Coaches, however, it's a made up game, as you've always said. Like, we get to make up what we want to charge. And the ability for us to do that, to make it up, many times causes the coach to question their value as a human being. And I always try to correct clients with that. It's not you as the value of you as a human being, it's the value of your skills, your abilities, the experiences that you've had, and the transformation that's on offer. And so, and what can you believe? Right? What can each of us believe about the number that we're about to say? So it's unique to coaches because every time they have a conversation with someone, they actually have to confront that fear, and confront the fear of saying a number, and them perceiving that somebody else is going to make it about that person saying it. And are they worth that much money? And that can be if somebody's charging $50 or $50,000 or $100 or $100,000. It's not confined to any band of, oh, once I get to six figures, I'm never going to have any money fears again. That is not the truth. You're absolutely going to have money fears, because it's inherent in our human nature. Talking about positive neuropsychology, the brain is designed to protect us. When we think we're going out on a limb with a new fee or any fee, whatever, our brain will contract and try to keep us safe. Our mind, our ego will shut it down. In the book, I share about the up and over principle. Part of the reason I have my clients practice higher numbers is so that it's whatever the number they'd like to charge is more familiar inside of them. It doesn't set off the warning bells that say, am I worth that much? Who's going to pay that amount of money? I don't know enough, right? And so the ability for us to really, as coaches, practice until our numbers are embodied. You've said this probably a million times. Practice your numbers until it's your phone number. You say it just as easily as your phone number. And most people, I think, are misunderstand that when we say practice, we're saying practice in your head. I'm telling people, like, when you're doing the dishes, when you're walking the dog, when you're whatever, practice out loud, because you don't want the first time you say your number to be to another human being that's in a conversation, because you might yell it. You will most likely, drop the number down. And so the ability for us to look at our money beliefs from the perspective of, oh, this is just normal. I've cleared these beliefs at, the $50,000 level. Oh, now I'm at the $100,000. Oh, they're going to come back. They're just going to come back and look a little different because I'm saying bigger numbers. Same process. So for coaches, it's really important for them to separate. This is not about your worth, but it's really about the transformation that's on offer and what somebody else will pay. And is it that valuable to them that their lives will transform? Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Yeah. I fear saying my higher feed when I'm walking the dog. I'll have to get the pooper scooper out, but I get your point.
The dog will just look at you, and it might be good practice for the dog to go, huh? And you can handle that. You can go into your objections right there.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is one of yours that you in the Prosperous Coach is, yeah, that's a lot of money. You could say that to your dog too.
Yeah,
And practice
you're right.
that part too.
You're right.
Great. All right.
You can
Your
cut
last.
you can cut the pooper scooper thing out.
I actually like it.
Okay.
Because here's I let's see, how do we add this in? I like that you brought in the dog, because I think it's important for people to understand that that we can say it at any time. We want it to be relaxed inside of us.
Yeah.
And if the dog looks at you funny, the dog looks at you funny, but use it. Use everything for your upliftment. Use every piece of the anatomy of an enrollment call that we have as a bonus chapter in service to the coach getting out of their mind and out of the fear that somebody's going to reject them or be mad at them or hate them or vomit on them because they said a big number and it's out. I've had people, yes, be mad about the number. They're like, oh, I'm drowning here. And I'm like, I know, I get it. It's a lot of money. And here's what's on offer.
Yeah.
And so that ability for us to handle it has to start with the level of practice.
That's it.